Hey, it's Josie with Affirmation Pod. Welcome to new listeners. Welcome back to returning listeners. Today's episode is called Affirmations Because Black Lives Matter. I want to let you know that after the affirmations in this episode, there is music and then silence before the outro. This will make sense for the premium access members since they get episodes without the intro and without the outro. But since you're listening to it here, the affirmations today, including the music and including the silence, is 8 minutes and 46 seconds long. And this is to honor the life of George Floyd, who should still be here with us. I want to stand and acknowledge the pain, the suffering, and the terror that the Black community has experienced for generation after generation, and the abandonment, oppression, and racism they've been served by the non-Black communities. I am so sorry for being on the sidelines and not stepping in and saying no. Something Cheryl Underwood said is about this being a moment or a movement. So I made some decisions this week with that in mind. And one way I've taken action is I've connected with some of the Black listeners of Affirmation Pod. I've shared with them if they ever want to start a podcast, I will help them get set up, get going, and I will pay for their media hosting. And that includes if they want to start one in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years. So with that, if you are Black and you want to start a podcast, reach out to me at Affirmation Pod. I'm here. Please pardon the interruption. I am jumping in here because your responses have been amazing, and I am now at capacity for those that I could help start a podcast. But if you want to start a podcast and you have questions, I want to point you to a podcast cheat sheet that I've been using with those I've been helping launch a podcast. It's free. It's from Pat Flynn, and you can get it by going to affirmationpod.com/cheat sheet. Now, I should say what he gives you in this cheat sheet is thorough. It's comprehensive. You may not need all these steps. You may not use all these steps, but it pretty much covers everything you need to launch a podcast. Again, you can get it by going to affirmationpod.com/cheat sheet. So one last time, affirmationpod.com/cheat sheet. Thank you for listening to this update. I'm returning it back to the episode. Here are affirmations because Black Lives Matter. How could I have not done more before this? Their pain has gone on too long. My silence has gone on too long. I'm so late. And now I'm here and trying to make up for time that I cannot get back. Time when Black people of every gender, young and old, have been terrorized, brutalized, and murdered. I'm so sorry. But sorry is also not enough. I am taking action with the skills, talents, and gifts that I have to stand up and say no more of this. This cannot be their world any longer. This cannot be our world anymore. This cannot be my children's world. Black Lives Matter. The Black community is fed up. They're sick and tired of seeing this happen over and over and over and over. They have been trampled on for so long. They are exhausted. When does this end? They need help. I own all my unconscious, pro-racist thoughts and beliefs. I own that my silence makes me complicit. I own that I've been living my life while they have been suffering, preyed on, treated inhumanely, and tortured. I own that I've thought I should do something and then never did it. So now I'm holding myself accountable. When I think I should do something, I don't wait. I take action. I am now building a life that stands for anti-racism. I notice when my defenses come up on the topic of racism, and I go a layer deeper with my discomfort. I recognize my privilege. I recognize what my privilege does. I recognize what my privilege gives to me. I am going inside for every single one of my biases. I'm bringing them into the light, and I'm addressing them head on. I am building a life of anti-racism. I am in this to win this, to remove systemic racism across the board. I now have a new role in society. My past role is in the past. I now truly stand in solidarity with the Black community. I now show that I am truly with them in this fight. I am pushing for reform. I am pushing for inclusion. I am pushing for the end of racial injustice. I am now an ally. I support the Black community. Because Black lives matter. And that is my gift for you today. If during these times you've thought, I should talk to a counselor, I want you to know that you can text TRIBE to 741-741 for free crisis counseling any time of day or night, weekdays, weekends, anytime. It's 24/7. And I know it can feel weird or scary when you're about to text and then you're like, you're not sure who this counselor is or what this counselor's going to say. Feel free to share those feelings because when you start talking about feeling nervous, you can hear how the counselor responds to it. And then you'll know if you want to share the other thoughts and feelings that you're going through right now. You can start connecting when you text TRIBE to 741-741. I also want to acknowledge those of you who haven't been able to make donations right now. You've lost your job during this pandemic, or you just graduated and had expected you would be working until this pandemic hit, or you're working, but you're really feeling insecure with what's going to happen with your industry and with your job. I want you to know that I've made donations on behalf of Affirmation Pod. So really that's on behalf of you, since you're what makes me able to donate. So I want you to know that we have donated to Black Lives Matter, the NAACP, the ACLU, and the Know Your Rights camps. If there's another organization that you want to donate to, but you can't right now, let me know at Affirmation Pod. Now, one last time, please remember there's trained crisis counselors available anytime, day or night, to listen and be present with you in the emotions. When you are ready, text TRIBE to 741-741. That's TRIBE to 741-741. Now go be you, know you, and love you. Black Lives Matter. This is Josie with Affirmation Pod. Bye for now.